Good afternoon. Okay, Strickland Metals. If you looked at our company some 3 years ago, just a typical Western Australian company, no cash, some reasonable assets in Western Australia, not a lot of work going on. Today, we're a very different company. We've moved very quickly. We've got 50 million in cash and liquids. We've got about a bit over 5 million ounces in resource gold equivalent. Moving quickly, that's expanding. The history of the company, as I suggest, in Western Australia, we got management control over the company some 3 years ago. We took over the Yandal project, which is north of the Bellevue guys, so north of Wiluna. And that project had reasonable prospectivity. No work was happening at the time. We consolidated further acreage there. We took on some new projects in that belt with the view of we saw the prospectivity and near a project that was hungry for ore, and that's the Jundee mine that's owned by Northern Star. Last year we sold an asset at Northern Star and that crystallised $61 million. We sold 345,000 ounces of gold. We kept a lot of acreage. That's a small project that we sold onto them. We continued to drill there, and perhaps there's further transactions with Northern Star in the future, or indeed standalone. But the acreage is significant. We have a reasonable land position, and moving from a exploration play to a standalone or further sales to Northern Star is possible. It's good to be next door to a mill that needs ore. So that's a bit of background. 2 months ago we purchased a project in Serbia, and that's brought in 5.4 million ounces gold equivalent, and I'll talk about the future of that. As of today, we've got a market capitalisation of some $240 million. As I say, about 50 million in cash and equivalents. The equivalents being 1.5 million Northern Star shares, which is currently worth 22.5 million Aussie dollars. New board in place, so with the acquisition of the Serbian asset, Paul Lepinier came in as managing director, and Peter Langworthy and John Horonsky came in. So we've got a quality board. The geological expertise is second to none in the junior space. And that's really us looking ahead on how we take these decent assets and move forward with them. So two-project company, WA and Serbia. Serbia is the massive growth, and WA is something that is potential liquidity events for us. Exploration upside is significant. I know you hear that all the time, but exploration is dear to our heart, and when we talk about 5 million ounces, for us to be able to at least double that is certainly possible. Balance sheet strength is important. We don't need to go to the market. We don't need to raise money. 50 million in cash and liquids is an enviable position in the junior space. Proven team. You can look at our backgrounds. We've been there, done that, and this is another chapter in that development. We're doing a lot of drilling, so 80,000 metres is happening at the moment. We've got 2 rigs in Western Australia and 4 rigs in Serbia. We're pushing hard with the projects, and we expect that we'll see runs on the board, and further continuation of runs on the board. I'll first touch on a little bit of detail of Western Australia. So Yandal Gold Belt, all north of Wiluna. Jundee to the south of our areas, that's Northern Star. That produces about 280,000 ounces a year. It's looking for more oxide, and we're there with a pretty enviable land position, 1,800 square kilometres directly to the east. So I mentioned before the Millrose project. That's the project we sold to Northern Star last year, and that brought in the 61 million. We're drilling at the moment to the north at Horsewell, and we see something similar to Millrose, if not a potential standalone operation. I've just noticed that my clock's not ticking, so can I start my 15 minutes right now? Or? I won't do that to you. So this is some of the drilling we're doing at the moment. So Palomino, all these, don't ask me why, but these prospects are named after horse breeds. This is close to surface, from surface. I'm not aware of any project in Western Australia where you're still seeing drill outs from surface oxide ore near a hungry mill. So in a nice position there. We're seeing consistent zones. This is the Palomino prospect. So historical drilling out there has hit 40 metres at 3 grams, more recently 17 at 10, close to surface, and you can see just from the schematic there, you can scope out an open pit right there, as I say, mineralisation straight from surface, not far from Jundee. Just round the corner, Warm Blood, again, close to surface. I think we've just lost... We back on there? Nope. Hello, hello, back on. Okay, Warm Blood, again close to surface. Reasonable amount of drilling happening at the moment. We're drilling down plunge at the moment, but again, large intercepts up to 40 metres, 50 metres at ore grade, 48 metres at 3, and others is something that is obvious it's going to be mined at some point. Again, not far from Jundee. Collectively, these are pre-resource, so we hope to have these 3 prospects at least into resource by early next year. This is the next one, again in the immediate vicinity, Bronco, and again straight from surface, 89 metres at 3 grams. It's money for jam. So we'll explain more about where we go with these projects as we go forward. As I mentioned, this is either collectively moving into the realm of a standalone operation, or indeed a potential follow-up transaction or transactions with Northern Star down the road. But these 3 deposits are 3 of quite a few prospects that we have there. It's very clear that 3 of those will be a mining enterprise at some point. So that's our background. That's where the company started in WA. Having a crystallising event of last year and bringing cash has allowed us to go into other jurisdictions. Rogozna is a purchase we completed 2 months ago, located in Eastern Europe in Serbia. So for those of you who don't know, Serbia is an advanced mining country. All the majors are there, or most of the majors. You've got Rio Tinto, you've got BHP, you've got the Chinese, Xi is in there in a big way. So Dundee and a few others out of North America are there as well. We've got Newmont over the border in Kosovo. So it's a big elephant country that's good hunting ground, and we're in a prospective area that is also already demonstrating runs on the board in terms of ounces. So just to give you an idea, Xi, the Chinese have come in there. They bought assets for $2 billion US. They've spent another $2 billion US, and they're on a project there, which is two copper gold porphyries. Collectively, that's about 20 million tonnes of copper and about 25 million ounces of gold. So it's huge, huge projects, and obviously that's why the BHPs and others are in there in a big way. For a junior to be in there, we snuck in under the radar, and something, the project had been in private equity for some time, and we were able to complete a transaction for $34 million in July. That was done by way of script, so that hasn't chewed into our cash balance at all, but allows the directive of a lot of drilling to go on, and obviously the plan here is to drill considerably over the next little while, and we've got an aggressive program to the end of next year that's going to deliver several resource calculations on each of the projects. So Serbia's a good place to do business. As I say, it's a large mining jurisdiction. It's one of the world's largest copper miners, one of the largest mining countries in Europe, and it's something that is moving very quickly. We're happy with the jurisdiction. 15% tax rates, 5% NSR royalties is all pretty simple and a lot easier than other parts of the world. No native title issues at all. We've got about 180 square kilometres. The Shanac project has an inferred resource of 4.6 million ounces of gold equivalent. Copper Canyon, 0.8 million ounces, so collectively a bit over 5 million ounces. That's two of the prospects of many that have had some drilling to date. We've got 4 rigs on site. We took over the project in July, and within weeks we had 4 rigs operating, and that's a demonstration of how easy it is to operate in this jurisdiction. Big part of the transaction was it came along with a great management team. Paul Lepinier is now a managing director. Unfortunately, couldn't be here today, but the team in Serbia is a highly skilled technical team that's been together for years and years, and their ability to take it forward is good. Some recent drilling. These are large systems. So drilling at Shanac, almost 300 metres at 2.1 grams gold equivalent. It's huge. 300 metres. Think of 6 Olympic-sized swimming pools back to back. It's a very large system. It's very rare that you see drilling like that. That photograph at the top there looks at just the gold. So they're 1 or 2 metre intercepts, so 18 grams, 43 grams, 20 grams and so forth, just gold. And then you have copper, then you have zinc and lead on top of that is typical. Shanac is one of the projects, or the main project at the moment, which has had a reasonable amount of drilling, and as such it's got that large resource. Importantly, within there you have a high grade gold zone, so almost 90 metres at 4 grams just gold, and that's pretty rare in anyone's language. Medenovac is perhaps a larger system. We've had one hit in there, 350 metres at 2.1 grams, and that is again a very large system, and it's pre-resource. So within there you've got 100 metre zones which have higher grade gold. That's pre-resource. Excuse me. Gradina, another prospect. That again high grade gold. We're drilling that out at the moment, and Copper Canyon further to the north. These are likely to be underground mines. Further down the south, they're closer to surface, so we might have some open cut as well in the future. Just quickly show you some diagrams. So this is the Shanac area. So 600 metres of strike has been drilled out, still very much open to the northeast and at depth. So 4.6 million ounces is going to grow. We haven't hit the porphyry system at depth, but we're excited about the deeper drilling. So we expect there'll be significant increases in that resource, and particularly in the gold component of the resource. Again, some pretty pictures. You'll see that at our booth. Some sections there. That 90 metres at 4 grams gold in the centre of the deposit is something we're focusing on at the moment. And that's obviously something that will be mined at some point, given the extent. Gradina is closer to surface, where we are drilling that at the moment. So we'll have more runs on the board to talk about that. Medenovac, just very quickly on this is a much larger system than Shanac's. It's pre-resource. As I mentioned, 350 odd metres at ore grade, and you have 100 metre slices in between, which are significant. Prospects next to it, different names, different prospects, but I think if you're a betting person, it's likely to be the one very large prospect. Again, porphyry system potentially underneath. So yeah, a lot of work is being done. We've got, as I mentioned, we've got 4 rigs on site, 3 rigs focused on resource extension and resource definition, and we've got 1 rig roaming over 6 other highlighted prospects on site. And so we'll have a good news flow with 4 rigs in Serbia, 2 rigs in WA, so the news flow will be significant. So we look forward to the next 18 months. We've got an aggressive program all the way through to the end of 25. I'll leave it there. Thank you.